There comes a moment in every life when the world stands still, when the noise fades, and you are left alone with the echo of your own ambition. In that silence you face the most important deal you will ever make, the deal with yourself, the deal to rise, to conquer, to become more than you ever imagined. This is not a negotiation with the world. This is a negotiation with destiny. And destiny, my friend, does not bargain with the timid. History is written by those who dare to dominate the deal. Not just in business, but in every arena of life. The titans, Edison, who lit the world with 1,000 failed experiments, Carnegie, who forged steel from the fire of his own will, Disney, who painted dreams on the canvas of impossibility, Lincoln, who united a nation with the force of his conviction, Ford, who put the world on wheels, Obama, who broke barriers with hope and audacity. They all understood one thing: life is a series of deals, and the greatest deal is the one you strike with your own potential. You are not here to play small. You are not here to tiptoe through life, hoping not to disturb the universe. You are here to make waves, to leave footprints so deep that generations will follow in your wake. The world does not reward the hesitant, it rewards the bold, the relentless, the ones who look at the mountain and see not an obstacle but an opportunity to rise.
Mindset is the foundation. It is the steel frame upon which every skyscraper of success is built. Without the right mindset, even the most brilliant strategy will crumble. With the right mindset, even the most daunting challenge becomes a stepping stone. Think of Napoleon Hill, who spent decades studying the minds of the world's most successful people. He discovered that the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary is not talent, not luck, not even intelligence. It is mindset. The unshakable belief that you are destined for greatness, that every setback is a setup for a comeback, that every no is one step closer to a resounding yes.
But belief alone is not enough. Belief is the spark, but clarity is the fuel. You must know what you want with the precision of a laser. Vague goals produce vague results. The world is filled with people who want more money, more happiness, more success. But more is not a strategy. More is a wish. Winners know exactly what they want. They see it, feel it, taste it, long before it becomes reality. They write it down, they speak it aloud, they make it real in their minds before it is real in the world. Vision is the architect of destiny. It is the blueprint that transforms dreams into reality. Walt Disney stood in a swamp in Florida and saw a kingdom. Steve Jobs stared at a blank screen and saw a revolution. They were not magicians. They were visionaries. They saw what others could not, and they refused to let the world's limitations define their possibilities. Your vision must be so vivid, so compelling, that it pulls you forward when everything else tries to hold you back. Purpose is the engine. It is the why behind the what. Without purpose, even the greatest vision will wither. With purpose, even the smallest action becomes powerful. Carnegie built libraries, not just fortunes. Lincoln fought for unity, not just victory. When your purpose is bigger than your fear, you become unstoppable. You wake up with fire in your belly, with a sense of mission that cannot be extinguished by failure or fatigue. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It is the daily grind, the relentless pursuit, the willingness to do what others won't so you can live how others can't. Edison failed 1,000 times, but he never quit. Ford was laughed out of the room, but he kept building. Discipline is not glamorous, it is not exciting. It is the quiet, consistent effort that compounds over time, turning ordinary people into legends. Action is the currency of success. Ideas are worthless without execution. The world is filled with dreamers, but it is built by doers. Every empire, every fortune, every breakthrough began with a single step. The first phone call, the first handshake, the first brick laid. Action is messy, it is uncomfortable, it is filled with risk and uncertainty. But inaction is the greatest risk of all. The graveyard is filled with unexecuted ideas. with dreams that died in the waiting room of hesitation. Gratitude is the secret weapon. It is the antidote to entitlement, the fuel for resilience. When you are grateful, you see opportunity where others see obstacles. You find lessons in failure, gifts in adversity. Carnegie gave away his fortune because he understood that true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give. Gratitude turns scarcity into abundance, fear into faith, obstacles into stepping stones. Adaptability is the art of survival. The world is changing faster than ever. Technology, markets, politics, everything is in flux. The winners are not the strongest or the smartest. They are the most adaptable. They pivot, they adjust, they reinvent themselves. When Blockbuster clung to the past, Netflix embraced the future. When Kodak resisted change, Apple seized the moment. Adaptability is not weakness, it is strength. It is the willingness to let go of what no longer serves you, to embrace the unknown, to become a student of change. Resilience is the armor. It is the ability to take a punch and keep moving forward. Life will knock you down. Deals will fall through. Friends will betray you. The market will crash. But the great ones rise. They use failure as fuel, pain as power, rejection as redirection. Lincoln lost more elections than he won, but he never gave up. Edison's teachers said he was too stupid to learn, but he lit the world. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to be defined by it. Leadership is the ultimate leverage. It is the ability to inspire, to influence, to turn vision into reality through the power of people. Great leaders do not demand loyalty. They earn it. They do not command respect. They inspire it. They see the greatness in others, even when others cannot see it in themselves. They build teams, not just empires. They create cultures, not just companies. Leadership is not a title. It is a responsibility. It is the willingness to go first, to take the risk, to set the standard. Learning is the edge. The world belongs to the learners, the curious, the relentless seekers of knowledge. Carnegie read a book a day. Disney studied animation for years before he drew his first mouse. Obama devoured history, philosophy, and law. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in money, but in wisdom, in influence, and impact. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. The moment you think you know it all, you have already lost. But all of these mindset, belief, clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, leadership, learning are not separate. They are threads in the same tapestry. They are the ingredients in the recipe of domination. To dominate the deal is to dominate life. To win in business is to win in every arena. The principles are the same. The stakes are different, but the game is eternal. You must become the architect of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. You must look in the mirror and see not just who you are, but who you can become. The world will try to define you, to limit you, to put you in a box. But boxes are for products, not for people. You are not a product. You are a force of nature. You are the storm, the fire, the unbreakable will. The deal is not just about money. It is about meaning. It is about legacy. It is about leaving the world better than you found it. The greatest steel makers are not remembered for their bank accounts, but for their impact. Carnegie's steel built cities, but his libraries built minds. Disney's movies entertained millions, but his vision inspired generations. Lincoln's presidency saved a nation, but his courage saved an ideal. You must ask yourself, what deal are you making with your life? What are you willing to risk, to sacrifice, to endure? What mountain are you willing to climb? What ocean are you willing to cross? The world will not hand you greatness. You must seize it. You must demand it. You must become it. You must understand the world is not waiting for you. It is moving, shifting, evolving at the speed of thought. Every second you hesitate, Someone else is making a move, closing a deal, building a future. The clock is always ticking. The marketplace is always open. The only question is, are you in the game or are you watching from the sidelines? To dominate the deal, you must first dominate yourself. The greatest battles are not fought in boardrooms or on trading floors. They are fought in the mind, in the heart, in the soul. Every morning you wake up with a choice to be a spectator or a gladiator. The world is filled with spectators, people who watch, who comment, who criticize. But history remembers the gladiators, the ones who step into the arena, who risk defeat for the chance at victory. You must cultivate an inner fire that cannot be extinguished by doubt or disappointment. This is not about arrogance, it is about certainty. The certainty that you were born for more, that you have a mission, that your life is a message to the world. When you walk into a room, you must carry yourself with the quiet confidence of a champion. Not because you have all the answers, but because you are willing to find them. Not because you have never failed, but because you refuse to stay down. Every deal begins with a handshake, but the real deal is made long before that moment. It is made in the hours of preparation, in the discipline of study, in the courage to ask the hard questions. You must know your value. You must know your worth. You must walk into every negotiation with the conviction that you bring something unique to the table, something no one else can offer. That is the art of the deal. That is the art of life. But conviction without humility is a recipe for disaster. The greatest leaders are not the loudest in the room. They are the ones who listen, who learn, who adapt. They know that every person they meet knows something they do not. They are students of life, always hungry, always curious, always growing. When you stop learning, you start losing. When you think you have arrived, you have already begun to decline. You must surround yourself with people who challenge you, who push you, who refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. Carnegie had Schwab, Disney had Roy, Lincoln had his cabinet of rivals, Obama had his team of rivals. Greatness is never a solo act, it is a symphony, a collaboration, a dance. You must build alliances, forge partnerships, create networks of trust and respect. The lone wolf may survive, but the pack thrives. Every deal is a test of character. It is easy to win when the terms are in your favor, when the market is booming, when the wind is at your back. But true character is revealed in adversity. When the deal goes south, when the numbers don't add up, when the world turns against you, what do? Do you fold or do you fight? Do you blame others or do you take responsibility? Do you retreat or do you rise? The world is watching. Your team is watching. Your family is watching. But most importantly, you are watching. You are the judge and the jury of your own life. You know when you have given your best and when you have coasted. You know when you have stood tall and when you have shrunk. The deal you make with yourself is the only deal that truly matters. Everything else is a reflection of that inner contract. You must become relentless. Relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Relentless in your refusal to quit. Relentless in your commitment to growth. The world will try to wear you down, to break your spirit, to convince you that your dreams are too big, your goals too ambitious. But you must be deaf to the doubters, blind to the naysayers, immune to the critics. You must keep moving forward, one step at a time, one deal at a time, one victory at a time. There will be days when you want to quit. Days when the mountain seems too high, the road too long, the obstacles too great. On those days, remember why you started. Remember the vision that set your soul on fire. Remember the people who are counting on you, the legacy you are building, the future you are creating. Pain is temporary. Regret is forever. The pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of disappointment. You must learn to love the process. The late nights, the early mornings, the setbacks, the comebacks. Success is not a destination, it is a journey of becoming, of evolving, of transforming. Every deal, every challenge, every failure is a stepping stone on the path to greatness. The journey is the reward, the struggle is the gift, the process is the point. You must become a master of your emotions. The market will test your patience. The world will test your resolve. People will test your kindness. But you must remain unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Emotional intelligence is the secret weapon of the world's greatest deal makers. The ability to stay calm under pressure, to think clearly in chaos, to respond with wisdom instead of reacting with fear. That is the mark of a true leader. You must be willing to take risks. The greatest deals are made on the edge of uncertainty. The greatest lives are lived on the edge of fear. Safety is an illusion. Security is a myth. The only real security is the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. You must bet on yourself, invest in yourself, believe in yourself when no one else does. The world belongs to the bold, the brave, the believers. You must never settle. Never accept less than you deserve. Never compromise your values, your vision, your mission. The world will try to sell you on mediocrity, to convince you that good enough is good enough. But you were not born for average. You were born for greatness. You were born to dominate the deal, to dominate life. You must become a force of nature, unstoppable, unyielding, unbreakable. The world will try to contain you, to limit you, to define you. But you are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by your choices, by your actions, by your will. The deal is never done. The journey is never over. There is always another mountain to climb, another challenge to conquer, another victory to win. The world is waiting for you. The future is calling you. The deal is on the table. Will you take it? Will you rise? Will you dominate? Domination is not a moment. It is a mindset, a movement, a way of being. It is waking up every day with the hunger of a beginner and the confidence of a champion. It is refusing to be satisfied with yesterday's victories, refusing to be defined by yesterday's failures. The world is full of people who rest on their laurels, who coast on their reputations, who live in the shadow of their past. But domination belongs to those who are always reaching, always striving, always building. You must become obsessed with progress, not perfection. Progress. Perfection is a myth, a mirage, a trap for the timid. Progress is real, tangible, measurable. Every day you must ask yourself, did I move forward? Did I learn something new? Did I push my limits? Did I make a difference? The answer will not always be yes, but the pursuit, the relentless, unyielding pursuit, is what separates the winners from the watchers. Think of the greats. Edison, working by candlelight, burning through failure after failure, never losing sight of the light he would one day bring to the world. Carnegie, rising from poverty, forging an empire from nothing but grit and vision. Disney, bankrupt and broken, sketching a mouse that would become a symbol of hope for millions. Lincoln, battered by defeat, haunted by loss, standing tall in the face of a nation divided. Ford, mocked and doubted, building an industry that would change the world. Obama, told it was impossible, daring to believe in the audacity of hope. They all faced setbacks. They all faced ridicule, but they never stopped moving forward. You must develop the skin of a rhinoceros and the heart of a lion. The world will throw stones. Let them. The world will doubt you. Let them. The world will try to break you. Let them try. Because every stone thrown is a stepping stone. Every doubt is fuel for your fire. Every attempt to break you is an opportunity to prove your strength. You must become immune to criticism and addicted to feedback. Criticism is noise, feedback is gold. Criticism is the voice of the insecure, the jealous, the small-minded. Feedback is the voice of the wise, the experienced, the invested. Seek feedback, crave it, use it to sharpen your edge, to hone your craft, to elevate your game. The greatest deal makers are the greatest learners. They are humble enough to admit what they don't know and bold enough to go after what they want to know. You must master the art of negotiation, not just with others, but with yourself. Every day you negotiate with your own excuses, your own fears, your own limitations. The deal is simple. Will you settle for comfort, or will you demand greatness? Will you accept the easy path, or will you choose the road less traveled? The terms are non-negotiable. Greatness requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires the willingness to do what others won't, to go where others can't, to become what others only dream of. You must learn to see opportunity where others see obstacles. The world is full of problems. The winners are the ones who solve them. Every crisis is a chance to create value. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. When others run from the fire, you must run toward it. When others see risk, you must see reward. When others see the end, you must see the beginning. You must become a master of timing. The right move at the wrong time is the wrong move. The right deal at the wrong moment is the wrong deal. Patience is power. Timing is everything. The greatest deal makers know when to strike, when to wait, when to walk away. They trust their instincts, but they also trust the process. They are never rushed, never desperate, never reactive. They are always in control. You must cultivate an unbreakable network. Relationships are the real currency of success. Deals are made between people, not companies. Trust is built over time, through consistency, through integrity, through value. You must become a person of your word, a person who delivers, a person who lifts others as you climb. The world is watching. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. Protect it, invest in it, grow it. You must learn to celebrate your wins, but never let them make you complacent. Every victory is a new starting line. Every deal closed is a new door opened. The moment you think you've arrived is the moment you begin to decline. Stay hungry, stay humble, stay driven. It must become a student of history. The patterns of the past are the blueprints of the future. Study the greats. Learn from their triumphs and their mistakes. Understand the cycles, the trends, the forces that shape the world. Knowledge is leverage. Wisdom is power. The more you know, the more you can anticipate, adapt, and dominate. You must embrace adversity as your greatest teacher. The easy road leads nowhere. The hard road leads to greatness. Every challenge is a test. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is feedback. The world will not hand you success. You must earn it, fight for it, bleed for it. But in the struggle you will find your strength. In the pain you will find your purpose. In the fire you will be forged. You must never forget where you came from, but never let it define where you are going. Your past is a chapter, not the whole story. Your mistakes are lessons, not life sentences. Your failures are detours, not dead ends. The only limits that matter are the ones you accept. Refuse to accept them. Refuse to be boxed in, held back, or shut down. You must become the author of your own story. The world will try to write your script. Tear it up, write your own, make it bold, make it daring, make it unforgettable. The pen is in your hand, the page is blank, the story is yours. You must live with urgency. The clock is ticking, the world is moving, the opportunity is now. Tomorrow is not promised. Yesterday is gone. All you have is this moment, this deal, this life. Make it count. Make it matter, make it legendary. You must realize that domination is not about crushing others, it's about elevating yourself, about setting a standard so high that it inspires everyone around you to rise. The greatest deal makers, the true titans, do not build empires on the ruins of others. They build legacies that lift entire generations. They understand that real power is not taken, it is earned, it is respected, it is shared. When you dominate the deal, you create value, you create opportunity, you create a ripple effect that transforms lives far beyond your own. Think of the builders, the visionaries, the leaders who changed the world. Carnegie didn't just build steel, he built the infrastructure of a nation. Disney didn't just create cartoons, he created worlds, he created hope, he created magic. Lincoln didn't just win a war, he healed a nation, he redefined freedom. Ford didn't just make cars, he made mobility possible for the masses. Obama didn't just win an election, he inspired a movement. He redefined what was possible. Their deals were not just transactions, they were transformation. You must approach every deal, every challenge, every day with the mindset of a creator, not a consumer. The consumer waits for opportunity. The creator makes it. The consumer asks, what's in it for me? The creator asks, what can I build? What can I give? What can I leave behind? The world is hungry for creators, for builders, for leaders who see beyond the bottom line, who see the bigger picture, who play the long game. You must become a master of vision. Vision is not just seeing what is, it's seeing what could be. It's looking at a vacant lot and seeing a skyscraper. It's looking at a broken system and seeing a revolution. It's looking at your own reflection and seeing the person you are destined to become. Vision is the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the impossible, to pursue the improbable. It is the fuel that drives every great deal, every great life. But vision without action is hallucination. You must be willing to do the work, to pay the price, to make the sacrifices that greatness demands. The world is full of dreamers who never wake up, who never get out of bed, who never take the first step. The winners are the ones who turn dreams into plans, plans into action, action into results. They are relentless, they are disciplined, they are obsessed with execution. You must become a master of discipline. Discipline is the difference between what you want now and what you want most. It is the ability to say no to distraction, to delay gratification, to focus on what matters. Discipline is waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's making the call when you want to quit. It's pushing through the pain, the boredom, the doubt. Discipline is the daily decision to do what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. You must learn to love the grind. The grind is where greatness is forged. It's in the early mornings, the late nights, the lonely hours when no one is watching. It's in the repetition, the routine, the relentless pursuit of mastery. The grind is not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it is necessary. Every champion, every leader, every legend has paid their dues in the grind. They have embraced the pain, the struggle, the sacrifice. They have learned that the grind is not the enemy, it is the gateway. You must become a master of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to rise from the ashes, to turn wounds into wisdom. The world will knock you down. Deals will fall apart. Plans will fail. People will disappoint you. But you must never stay down. You must rise again and again, stronger, wiser, more determined. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, it's about using pain as a catalyst for growth. It's about turning setbacks into comebacks, losses into lessons, scars into stories. You must become a master of adaptability. The world is changing faster than ever. Technology, markets, culture, everything is in flux. The winners are not the ones who cling to the past, who resist change, who fear the unknown. The winners are the ones who adapt, who evolve, who reinvent themselves. They are flexible, they are open, they are willing to let go of what no longer serves them. Adaptability is not weakness, it is strength. It is the ability to thrive in any environment, to turn chaos into opportunity, to stay ahead of the curve. You must become a master of gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to entitlement, the foundation of abundance, the secret to happiness. When you are grateful, you see the world differently. You see opportunity where others see obstacles, see blessings where others see burdens. You see the good in people, the beauty in struggle, the gift in every moment. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and what you dream into possible. You must become a master of leadership. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or power. It is about influence, impact, and inspiration. The greatest leaders are not the ones who demand loyalty, they are the ones who earn it. They are not the ones who command respect, they are the ones who inspire it. Leadership is about serving others, about lifting others, about bringing out the best in others. It is about setting the standard, raising the bar, leading by example. You must become a master of learning. The world belongs to the learners, the curious, the relentless seekers of knowledge. The more you learn, the more you earn, not just in money, but in wisdom and influence and impact. The greatest deal makers are the greatest students. They read, they study, they ask questions, they seek mentors. They are never satisfied, never complacent, never done growing. You must become a master of action. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the currency of success, the engine of progress, the secret to domination. The world is full of talkers, thinkers, planners. But it is built by doers. Every deal, every breakthrough, every revolution began with a single step. Action is messy, it is risky, it is uncomfortable, but it is the only way forward. You must understand, the final deal is not made in the boardroom, not signed on paper, not sealed with a handshake. The final deal is made in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when the world is silent and you are left alone with your own reflection. It is made in the choices you make when the stakes are highest, when the pressure is greatest, when the outcome is uncertain. It is made in the way you respond to defeat, in the way you handle victory, in the way you treat those who can do nothing for you. Dominate the deal and you dominate life, not because you have conquered others, but because you have conquered yourself. You have mastered your mind, your emotions, your habits, your fears. You have become the architect of your own destiny, the author of your own story, the leader of your own life. You have refused to be defined by circumstance, by opinion, by limitation. You have chosen greatness again and again in the face of every obstacle, every setback, every doubt. The world will remember those who dared to dream, who dared to act, who dared to lead. The world will remember those who built, who gave, who inspired. The world will remember those who dominated the deal, not just for themselves, but for everyone who followed in their footsteps. You are not just making deals for today, you are making deals for tomorrow, for the next generation, for the legacy that will outlive you. So stand tall, speak with conviction, move with purpose, act with courage, lead with vision, give with gratitude, learn with humility, adapt with grace, rise with resilience, dominate with discipline, and above all, believe in yourself, in your mission, in your destiny. The world is waiting for you. The deal is on the table. The future is unwritten. The pen is in your hand. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your life. Dominate the deal, dominate life. And when the dust settles, when the lights go down, when the world looks back on what you have built, let them say, here was someone who played the game to win. Here was someone who refused to settle. Here was someone who made every deal count, who made every moment matter, who left the world better than they found it. Because in the end, that is the only deal that truly matters. Now go, the world is yours.